Well, which city saw the most DUI citations in 2018? The answer may surprise you. Team 12's Joe Dana breaks down the latest numbers released by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Joe?
And it's not just the city that may surprise you, but the fact that in that city, drinking was not the #1 cause for driving under the influence. Was it the college town of Tempe, the nightlife destination of Scottsdale, or the Valley's largest city, Phoenix? None of those saw the most DUIs issued in 2018. No, it was Mesa, with more than 2,700 citations. A city spokesperson saying Mesa PD places a high priority on DUI enforcement with a permanent DUI squad of 6 dedicated to finding impaired drivers 5 days a week. Surprisingly, this year, 52% of DUI citations in Mesa were for drug impairment, not alcohol. The second most DUIs were handed out in Phoenix, with just over 2,300. That agency tells 12 News alcohol accounted for the majority of DUIs, though marijuana and prescription pill investigations are conducted regularly. The third most were handed out in Scottsdale, followed by Gilbert and Tempe. And not surprisingly, DPS Highway Patrol was the law enforcement agency that issued the most DUIs in the state, nearly twice the amount of Mesa, with close to 5,000. Worth noting here, fees and costs associated with a DUI arrest can reach upwards of $10,000. Back to you guys.